And thanks so much for joining us. We are in Otatahi Christchurch English Park, and it is the continuation of round 5 in the 2021 South Central Series. And while Wellington Olympic have already booked their final spot, Cashmere Technical will want to finish this league in a flourish, and they will have everything to play for. Expert comments today coming from Craig Crawford, but this match will mean a lot. Wellington Olympic will want to keep the momentum going in their campaign, but there's a lot on the line for Cashmere Tech, Craig.
Yes, certainly is. The Cashmere Tech side is a seasoned team down here. They've had a great season, winning most of the competitions they've been involved with, and it'll be really good to see the Wellington Olympic side.
It will indeed. So that is what has happened so far in round 5. Wellington Phoenix 6-0 winners over Western Suburbs. Louis Toomey getting a hat-trick for the young Phoenix side. How exciting to see them score goals. Cashmere Tech and Wellington Olympic about to unfold before you, and a little later this afternoon it is Miramar Rangers, and as we've mentioned, already booked a final with Wellington Olympic up against Selwyn United, and that's at David Farrington Park in Wellington. So to the points table, there it's all to see. Olympic and Miramar, they are up the top, and then 3 teams locked on 6. What will be the finish for the Phoenix, Cashmere Technical and Western Suburbs? And can, the big question mark, can Selwyn United get some points in this 2021 South Central Football Series? Well, to the lineups here at English Park, and Craig, Cashmere Tech first of all.
Yes, we've got a great mix of seasoned players there, some young up-and-comers, and some guys that have performed really well in the Southern League and the local mainland football league. We've got the likes of Danny Knight, Andrew Storer, Garvin Congdon, Corey Mitchell, all seasoned players that have graced the Canterbury United jerseys in the past, and the young fellas coming through like Alex Ballard from 17 and Declan Tidor, a young 19-year-old there. They're going to look to make some impact. Indeed,
their coach is Dan Schwartz, and we caught up with him a little earlier in the day.
Dan, obviously out of finals contention, so what's there to play for today?
Pride. We go into every game wanting to win, so today is no different. We want to win the game and sort of prove where we're at in this league, and I think a mid-table finish is not so bad for us.
And missing captain today?
Yes, Tom didn't pull up right after he pulled his hamstring slightly last week, so opportunity for someone else to come in.
Indeed, Dan, Tom Schwartz missing after that match against Miramar. The player to watch, though, in the Cashmere Technical lineup, goalkeeper Danny Knight. He's had a fantastic season.
He certainly has, and no stranger to the sticks here at English Park. Been a Canterbury United backup keeper for a long while, then took his spot and really made it his own over the last few years. Good to see him, accomplished player out here.
Absolutely right. The youngsters still in their warm-up modes as well, the ball boys, but to Wellington Olympic, it is a strong side. We'll talk about the bench in a minute, but look at the starting lineup.
Yeah, slightly filtered down lineup here from Wellington Olympic as they probably build to that final. They want to make sure that they've got enough players in reserve after a few injuries, but they've got some young players coming through. Joshua Apa Preston's made a late call up. He's a 17-year-old, and Toby Hunt in goal, another young player to watch coming through. Some seasoned veterans in there like Nathaniel Halamariam and Jack Henry Sinclair, ex-youth international, 17s and 20s, and even had some run-outs with the Phoenix, I understand.
Top 2 goal scorers on the bench, Caelan Gould and Ben Mata as well, but their coach, Martin Pareba Garcia, let's hear from him now.
Martin, Olympics already qualified for the final next week, so how do you get up for a game here at English Park today?
Well, you know, we have to play because we have to prepare for Miramar next week. Obviously, we know it's not going to be an easy game, so this is a good opportunity for us to make sure that we get things better. You know, over the last couple of weeks, we haven't played as well as we wanted. So, and also it's going to give us an opportunity to keep some players who might have enough minutes during this tournament to show us what they can do.
Overall, how have you found the South Southern series?
It has been good, you know. It's like at least we got the opportunity to play, which is great. You know, obviously we wanted to test ourselves against the Auckland teams, but even having 5 games in a final is better than nothing. So I think New Zealand football has done a great job, you know, making sure that, you know, everything was in place for us to play.
Well, He's done a great job, Martin, as well, hasn't he? Because his team has scored 14 goals in this shortened version of a national league and had only 8 against. But the player to watch, he's on the bench to start with, Caelan Gould, and he's also scored a hat-trick, and it was against Selwyn United.
He certainly did. He turned up many problems up there for the Selwyn United boys when they visited up there. 3 great goals and pressed for a lot more. Very impressive player.
Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to seeing his impact when he comes on. I guess there is an element for Coach Garcia to remember that they have got the big final next week, and it is about player welfare as well. It's very warm here in Christchurch. We've had, yesterday was a very hot day, not quite as hot, 24 degrees out there on the surface of English Park. We know that it is much hotter when you get those little rubber beads and the heat on the soles of your boots on the surface here. So 24 is the air temperature. No doubt it's into the 30s for the players on pitch. 18k northeasterly breeze coming through. There is some talk of a southerly change with thunderstorms, but that is not forecast until later in the afternoon here in Christchurch. But it is a chance for Cashmere Tech to really establish themselves and show that they have made progress in the South Central Series, taking on the big guns, Wellington Olympic.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing this one. It really is the test that Cashmere Technical have built through to, and of course the last game of the season. So they'll want to round out a good year in this brief format of National League, in and against the Central League champions, yeah, in Wellington Olympic.
Absolutely, and we are in the new traffic light alert system, so that's Christchurch is in orange, which means that yes, you do need a vaccine pass to come into English Park, but that means that we have got an ability to hold more than 100 here in the ground, and they have gathered in the Steve Sumner stand, and the Cashmere Tech faithful are always very loyal, aren't they? And they have gathered here, but it is warm conditions. That's what we can report from English Park.
Yep, as the lineups or the reserves make their way across the bench, they'll be looking forward to maybe influencing this game when they get an opportunity. But yeah, there's a good crowd here to egg on the Cashmere Technical, and there's even a few people that may have made their way down from Wellington in their blue shirts of Wellington Olympic.
Oh, good on them. Well, that is 22D Gatgek. His brother Juan plays for Western Suburbs, so he is on the bench for Wellington Olympic, so it'll be interesting to see whether he gets some game time. The players now know that they are going to wander across to the bench, get themselves ready to start this second match in round 5. The crowd getting excited because they can see that the officials have come out onto the surface as well. And we've got Campbell, Kirk, Kawana, War, who's in charge of the whistle. They are leading out the two teams out onto the middle of English Park. And Mark Rule and Hayden McCabe, his assistants, with Craig Duff looking after the substitute. So a late change. Poor old Ashton Davenport stuck in Napier, the cancellation of his flight, but they are ever flexible, aren't they, the officials? But we will have as a ref Campbell, Kirk, Kawana, War.
Well, yeah, both these teams will be wanting to get the best possible starts. There's rejigged Cashmere Technical lineup without their usual talisman of Tom Swartz being out there for them. It's going to be someone they're going to have to stand up, a few of these young fellas, and really take charge out there.
Yeah, it's how you start, isn't it? But it's also how you finish. We talked in that Canterbury Pride Capital football match women's game yesterday, how many goals are scored in the 90th plus some minutes in a match. So you've got to play right to the end. And I'm sure the people out there, this is Cashmere Tech, they'll know that more than anyone.
They certainly do. It was unfortunately got undone by a late goal last outing, didn't they? And hopefully the temperature out there does stay manageable for both teams, and we'll see a nice flowing game of football with both teams looking to get 3 points and cement their respective spots on the table.
Yeah, indeed. So Wellington Olympic wearing white, and they are going to, it looks as though, go right to left. Cashmere Tech will just have to move on to the other side of halfway to take up their positions to begin the second match in round 5.
So it looks like Danny Knight has taken on the captain's armbands for today. He's having a word to all his players, charging them up as they go, and the Wellington Olympic boys are all in a huddle, making sure that they're ready for this game.
Look, and we send our best to Fia Atima too for the Wellington Olympic side, just recovering from surgery on a broken leg, so we're hoping that's happy healing for him. And you know, I guess, you know, this stage of a competition where it has been intense, especially what the Wellington teams have brought to us and shown the intent that they come out with, there are going to be injuries. I mean, it's a shortened version of a national league. Yes,
well, the lead-ups, of course, were disrupted, and that sort of definitely pays place to fitness, and really would have maybe contributed to a few injuries that we've seen over this South Central series.
And we're off. Second match, round 5. It is between Wellington Olympic. They have already booked their spot in next Sunday's final to be played at Jerry Collins Stadium up in Wellington. And a lot of talk already from both teams as they try and pinch a bit of possession, Cashmere Tech, but it's all with Wellington Olympic at the moment.
Ballard coming in and putting some pressure on the Nathan Halamariam. We'll expect to see him getting on the ball quite regularly.
Very tall figure of Harry Choate for Wellington Olympic. They are a very tall side, actually, aren't they? You look at them. Tall Davenport Peterson wearing 6. He's tall up the front. You know,
yes, it might be that white colour, also a slimming colour, isn't it, Leslie?
Absolutely. Jack Henry Sinclair has it for Wellington Olympic now, looking for an early shot on that defence. And a sliding tackle.
Great work in there from Luke Tung, and it's appreciated by Captain Danny Knight as they set for the first set piece for the day.
Well, let's see what the wind does here. What will it do? Hold it up? Will it help it curve towards the goal?
Yeah, the wind's coming straight over the Steve Sumner stand and directly into Danny Knight's face, so expect that ball to be swung in.
Here it goes. And not yet exited for Cashmere Tech now. A bit of release, but it's only come to Halamariam. He gets dispossessed. Out on the right now for Garvin Coughlin, up on that right flank and steaming up there JJ Richards, but the pass, and you could hear the exclamation from the crowd. Really disappointed with that pass.
Everybody could see it was on, and so could Garvin there as he tried to squeeze the ball back into the middle where JJ had made a very promising run.
Well, it shows the intent, doesn't it, from Cashmere Tech looking to push forward at pace when they get the ball, but they've got to be able to get the ball. Yoga Scott Greenfield gets it away.
So it looks like both teams have settled into definitely 4 at the back and across both the back lines, and still trying to see how the midfielder lineup is.
Good pace early on. Great ball, really stretching out wide, taking it right across onto the right-hand side. And again, the pace is evident. Oh, clever.
Yeah, Taguchi there.
Yeah.
Quality play. He'll be really looking to influence this game today.
Yeah, good support coming through from the Cashmere Tech players in the midfield. Coughlin has it. Now, opts for the one-on-one, but just pushes it in order to get past a wee bit too far.
Yeah, Coughlin unlucky there. He good run from Tyndall to create some space, and Coughlin tried to exploit that, but just the ball just ran on a bit further than he would want.
Jack Henry Sinclair's been in the game a lot. He takes the throw in, and Ballard, the youngster for Cashmere Tech, in there trying to get possession back, and they're off again. Halamariam. Again, they love stretching it wide, don't they? Switching the point of attack. Wellington Olympic, and this time it goes right to left. And that might have been the dangerous boot.
Yeah, we've been unlucky there. Just undone by a bit of a poor touch, and referee Kawana War wants to put his influence on the game early. Just remind the players they're there to play, not judge.
Yeah, still having a bit of a chat, aren't they, between Luke Tung, and he's off now. They're wanting to get the game played at pace. Wellington Olympic, that one just went astray, a little miscommunication. very energetic player, isn't he, Declan Tyndall? And good throw in, trying to get over the back of the defenders. They do that, and beautifully done. What can Taguchi do? Coughlin trying to get into the middle, get a better position for him, and that'll be a free kick. Geez, a bit of whistle early on, isn't there?
A piercing run in there from Colin. I'm not sure, didn't quite catch the foul there, the referee saw, but some promising opportunities here there for Cashmere Technical.
Well, he was right there. Referee Kawana War saw something as Coughlin tried to get the ball, dribble it across the face of the box.
Really hope to see Garvin Colin get a hold of this game. He promises so much, and obviously very capable, and I dare say he'd love to finish the season strong.
Absolutely. So Yuya Taguchi and Lyle Matheson surround the ball. What are they conjuring up? Matheson has an opportunity,
and it was Colin. Great ball in, and he just didn't get enough forehead on it to find that far post. As you see the ball whipped in with the left foot of Lyle Matheson into a very dangerous area, right the 6-yard box. And it was Coughlin slightly behind him. He just overran it slightly, which meant he wasn't able to get it into that far post. But great opportunity there for the home side in Cashmere Technical.
into the 7th minute, 0-0. Quick game so far in the heat at English Park. Again, that's some lovely touch coming through for Cashmere Tech. Coughlin again. And Fraser Angus in there, getting the initial pass, just taking on 2 defenders, looking for that perfect position. And this time, going across the face, he finds Tyndall out on the right-hand side. What can he do? What little magic? Finds the straight ball. Just a miss, wasn't it? A very handy little defensive nudge, poke tackle, and getting the ball and interrupting the flow. Promising again, though, from Cashmere Tech.
They're certainly taking the initiative here to Wellington Olympic at this stage. Good intent, trying to break the ball down the midfield successfully a couple of times now, and have created some real opportunities for themselves.
This time it's Cashmere Tech looking to stretch the point of attack. Taguchi looks across to Tyndall. He's onside, and who's going to get the 50-50 ball? Can he get it across? And it takes some extra defence. It's still in play. High ball, rebounded high, and it's been nudged back. Excellent work in there, but nobody in the middle for Cashmere Tech to get a touch. Yeah, I'm impressed with the pace. It's electric. And now we've got a counter-attack coming from tall Davenport Peterson. There he is. Oh, look at that magic. Staying down low was Corey Mitchell, trying to get a little touch.
A great little hook tackle in there. Absolutely necessary from the Corey Mitchell, staying back in the central back area at the moment.
Man, enjoyable watch, isn't it? It's great at 8 minutes.
Well, if they can keep this up for the whole 90, we're in for a treat, Leslie.
Oh, absolutely. And look, in yesterday's match, it was probably a good 5 degrees hotter, but they did take a half-time break in that second half. It was a player welfare hydration break, and it could well come into a factor here today.
I was surprised it didn't happen in the first half.
Yeah, well,
it was definitely hot enough out there today, I would have thought. As you say, with the pitch conditions holding so much heat, it must affect the players.
Absolutely. This is Scott Greenfield, 3, and Sinclair trying to pounce on that loose ball. Back to the skipper for Wellington Olympic, and Matrakis has it now. And this has been probably the slowest part of the game so far, as they just look to keep possession and build up and find a little chink in that Cashmere Tech defence.
Well, you could throw a blanket over that technical defence at the moment. They're really just compacted well, trying to close up the areas, invite Wellington Olympic to go wide and into safer areas.
Well, denying Cashmere Tech the ball, which they've enjoyed having. They've really shown some enterprise. But you can see too what Wellington Olympic are trying to do.
Yeah, they look comfortable on the ball, don't they? And are looking to utilise the whole pitch with some good long diagonal balls.
Now back to Storer in the centre in the defence for Cashmere Tech. And Luke Tung. Storer, of course, without his co-defender, Tom Schwartz, missing from the lineup after that hamstring twinge last week. And good ball forward, but that's sealed off by the Olympic defence.
They're playing a really nice high line today. They're giving a lot of opportunities for those wide fullbacks and wide players to clip the ball in and over. That one is, but Coughlin's hadn't made his way back onside. It's Taguchi.
Oh, putting pressure on Hunt. Taguchi, he wasn't going to let him have an easy pass out of defence. Pretty brave really in these hot conditions to go up and contest and try and screen the ball off. Halamariam.
Well, the kind of game that Wellington Olympic are playing here, just moving that ball around, which moves the defenders around. That's where the tiring work gets done. When you don't have the ball, having to work to get it back can tax you a wee bit more than when you are in position.
Oh, terrific work by Sinclair, keeping the ball in play, first of all, controlling it, getting the ball across the face, and it's still alive. Halamariam, goal scorer in a previous match this year. I've got a bevy of scorers. Some brave work too. Storer comes through with a big header out, and it's still alive. A lot happening. Everybody wants it. And in the end, it'll be a goal kick for Cashmere Tech to relieve the pressure.
Well, they'll be very thankful. That was spilling around anywhere. It could have come off anywhere. Could have gone to anybody. Unfortunately, it was Corey Mitchell who was able to get there. It looked like it might have been a corner, but it squeezed wise by Wellington Olympic player.
Danny Knight with the skipper's armband for Cashmere Tech today. Oh, lovely 1-2, but doesn't quite go where it was meant to. JJ Richards couldn't make it fall, but they get it back to Cashmere Tech.
Alex Ballard doing well there, just to tidy things up after a wayward pass from Jacob Richards, but was so close to igniting another attack.
You were talking about him prior to the match starting off, you know, the young player benefiting from Football New Zealand's rule about the under-20 players. And this is with Wellington Olympic in a dangerous position for them. They could capitalise here, get the shot on goal. And this time, it's a goal. Look at that, indecision and deep defence. Wow, look, and a moment, and who should be in there but Jack Henry Sinclair finishes off, and the indecisiveness has cost Cashmere Tech.
Well, it was a searching ball into the 6-yard box. Luke Tung was caught maybe a wee bit blind as Jack Henry Sinclair snuck up on him, made things hard, and managed to bundle the ball over past Danny Knight to open the scoring here in the 13th minute. Plenty of possession there from Wellington Olympic, and they've probably earned that goal.
Oh, look, he's been in the frame the whole game since the first whistle was blown. Jack Henry Sinclair, he's done so much work. He's kept the ball in the field of play, and now he gets rewarded for having that little bit of extra impetus, and he desperately wanted to get that ball and nudge it into the back of the net. 1-0. 15th goal of the South Central Series for Wellington Olympic. Well read. Now, Tyndall gets dispossessed, can't do it all on his own, looking
Tyndall
for that
doing
pass.
so well there after taking the ball down, creating a couple of... Looking for that cross, just doesn't seem to be connecting for them at the moment. Cashmere Technical with a hungry Wellington Olympic defence have been getting in the way a couple of times now for them.
This time the ball goes through to JJ Richards. Here's Goughlin scheming up, and he goes to the near post, but he goes wide.
A great bit of connection in there from the Cashmere Technical, showing how dangerous they can be. Give them a wee sniff in the central midfield, they're going to turn it around and create Wellington Olympic problems, hopefully all day. And Garvin will regret the fact that he wasn't able to get that one on target and ask some real questions of young Toby Hunt.
Well, Ballard put some pressure on, but the ball is exited very efficiently. But back with Cashmere Technical. A little back heel pass as they drop back into their formation to Cashmere Tech. And again, a little back heel chance for JJ Richards, and he's offside.
Yes, some innovative play coming out there from Fraser Angus and Lyle Matheson as they try to get themselves back into this game as soon as they can.
Oh, good steal. Alex Ballard coming through, the 17-year-old. Again, I can tell you the crowd are right into this match. They are riding every pass and everything that's slightly missed for Cashmere Tech.
Plenty of oohs and ahs as they watch this Cashmere Technical press, and successfully doing so at times, being able to break this play down as Wellington Olympic look to play it out.
Yeah, they're trying to sniff out any opportunity, Cashmere Tech. Goal scorer gets the ball forward, and Stora mops up.
And it's Corey Mitchell there in the centre-back position, his unfamiliar centre-back position today.
Coughlin has it now. Looks, he's got plenty of support in there, plenty of yellow shirts. Gets it back, does Garvin Coughlin. They get the ball across, and the finish wasn't there that they demanded.
Well, Jacob Richards got himself in a great position to put in a good ball, but unfortunately the quality wasn't quite there from him.
If you've just joined us, 1-0. And it was in the 13th minute, Jack Henry Sinclair getting past the defensive marker and getting past the captain of the day for Cashmere Tech, Danny Knight, in goal. Good goal. This is Luke Tung putting the ball forward to Taguchi. So there, all the enterprise that they've shown Cashmere Tech paying off, and New York Taguchi comes through and heads the ball into the back of the net.
And it took Luke Tung, got a mile of space there, was able to measure the ball, just curled it straight in, just between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, straight out of the coach's handbook, that one. And a tidy little finish here from Yuya Taguchi with his head.
Well, I think we've been treated already to 17 and a bit minutes of very quick football from both these teams, and if that's the way this match is going to go, we are going to be in for a bottler, aren't we?
We certainly are. The scorer is going to have to keep his eye ready for that scoreboard over there.
Yeah, they've used the flanks really well. Davenport Peterson getting the ball out to the goal scorer. Look at that trickery in there. That is fantastic work, and a free kick to, they're saying, diving. Jack Henry Sinclair, you'll get a card for that.
Luke Tung reminding him of an incident earlier. But yes, the flank backs from Wellington Olympic, looks like they might be playing the back three. The wide backs they're really looking to get them forward with those cross balls and providing finding some big open spaces. And that run in there from Jack Henry Sinclair really did cause Cashmere Technical problems. And
what about his wizardry, you know, his magic, you know, the body feints, and whether he's going to use his left or his right foot just to get round his marker. I mean, it's done at speed as well. It's just terrific.
Well, Cashmere Technical dealt with it well, didn't they? He had to resort to some underhand trickery there in the eyes of the referee to try to draw that penalty, but I think we can look forward to a bit more of that sort of action from Jack Henry Sinclair out here on the left side.
He's had a big influence. Goal scorer, but gets himself a card. Look at that. It's all that work that's done off the board. Give the pass and then offer an option to get it back.
Very impressed with this Cashmere Technical midfield at the moment. We've got Ballard, Taguchi, Angus, just holding a really good shape and making it hard for Wellington Olympic, and they're having to resort to a lot of tight passes, which is presenting a few opportunities to intercept and create some attack for Cashmere Technical.
About you, Craig, but when you think of the other matches that we've called, this has got more pace than the other games than I've seen. More desire to really get the ball wide. Look at that.
Well, I think it's a seems to be a bit of a step up from Cashmere Technical in this respect. I think they might have seen the Wellington Olympic, you know, they might feel a wee bit disrespected by the fact that they've left a few of their leading goal scorers on the field, you know, on the bench, I should say, and as they build to next week's final, and they want to be shown that they deserve to be played against the first team lineup.
Well, you certainly can have sympathy for Wellington Olympic for what they have got ahead of them in the context, but look, when they get the ball forward like they do here, there are so many options open. Again, a lovely tackle, and that'll be a free kick. Dangerous position to defend, handy position if you're the attacking side.
Well, it was first Corey Mitchell doing so well when with Lucas Halachas streaming down on him, a couple of step overs, but he got the ball in there, but it was the second one. Just didn't get there in time. And I think it was Nathaniel Halamarian was sent tumbling to the floor.
What do you reckon they're talking about? I've got the free kick, so what's Jack Henry Sinclair? Is he asking for a card for the opposition, or what's going on?
Well, he got himself one. I'm sure he doesn't want to be the only one out there with the yellow card against his name. And yes, to be a fly on the wall out there to hear these conversations of obviously desperately trying to change a referee's mind. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, no, you can't influence once the, well, not 99% of the time anyway. Right, here we go. What can Wellington Olympic conjure up here?
There's Jack Henry Sinclair, there's been left on the ball.
Here we
Wellington
go.
haven't committed too many forward. They've still got 3 back on the halfway line.
Here we go. That goal, and Danny Knight says thank you very much, slaps the ball down. And that little bit of set play piece has finished. So opts just to get a deflection. Does Luke Tang to bring the ball up, cribs a few metres.
Well, it was good to see Luke Tang contributing to that last goal. Obviously, he got caught there in the Wellington Olympic goal mouth, so hopefully he's taking some confidence out of that. And definitely a player that could influence the game out from the right back here.
Some very good audio coming from the players. And having to motor up that right side just to keep the ball in. Pass comes up. Good contest between Mitchell and Davenport Peterson.
Yes, I think those two players will have a great knockabout this afternoon.
Decent strong whistle by Campbell Kirk Kawana War. He's been brought into play, and he knows the intent in this game is of a very high level from both sides. And Garvin Coughlin is free with the ball, asking for offside, and now get it.
One of those late ones we thought waiting for the flag to go up just to see if it would, but that's the way of the game these days. Those linesman flags are delayed as such and keep us all on the edge of our seats.
See the energy on that ball the first couple of paces, but the pressure from the tackler meant it was turned over, and again looking to expose that left-hand side. Some great control by Garvin Coughlin. Offloads the ball. Oh, wow. It looked as though he was going across the face, but the mesmerising work of Garvin Coughlin and Yuya Taguchi.
Oh, we're seeing the best out of Garvin Coughlin in this early part of the game, and tidy little control on the chest, and then sets Yuya Taguchi up, and he's unable to find the target.
He's only a slight build, isn't he, Yuya Taguchi? But he's got plenty on there.
But it enables him to get around quickly and cover a lot of ground. He's one of those players that pops up everywhere, as he did for that first Cashmere Technical goal.
Now Tongue coming up and overlapping on the right-hand side. JJ Richards offers up early for Coughlin, who's desperate to keep the ball. No, that was Tyndall, in fact. And he's a quick player, so it was way too far ahead for him.
Yes, Tyndall coming in from the left-hand side now. He started out here on the right. But,
a great ball forward. That's a terrific, and equally for the player that's had to change his position today, Corey Mitchell for Cashmere Tech, coming back and was equal to it, but just gave it straight back, Luke Tongue. Out to Halamarian.
Oh, you mentioned it before, Leslie, that the match-up between Corey Mitchell and Tor Davenport-Pedersen is going to be a great one. Both of them have show a good bit of pace about them.
Here's a card. Yep.
And looks like Corey Mitchell might have drawn as he tried to break down the promising attack. Unfortunately, clipping the Wellington Olympic player there. And it's that man, Jack Henry Sinclair, can't keep it out of the action.
Who's in there, JJ?
What can they do now in a much better position in terms of central in front of the goal, but a little bit further out than their last effort, which in the end was smothered by Danny Knight in goal by Cashmere Tech.
Well, we've got a few more interested players here. Nathaniel Halamariam and Jack Henry Sinclair.
So who's going to take it? It's going to be Halamariam. Here he comes, looking for it. Oh, and he just bumps it over the bar. What a terrific free kick from Nathaniel Halamariam. It took everything that Danny Knight had to save it and stop it going in.
Yes, it was Halamariam's right foot. He was chosen to get on this, and definitely got a good lot of power on it. And if it wasn't hitting the upright, it might have just been sneaking under, but Danny Knight had to be sure, and he was up for the challenge. And a player of his standard quite should do, to be honest.
Well, both feet up off the ground, the athleticism and the ability to get up. Here's another one. And then the two players, Storer and Mitchell, just vying for possession, but that shows the desperation to kick the ball out.
It does show the kind of intensity that Cashmere Technical brought to the game as well, hasn't it? We've seen it up at the top of the field. We're seeing it in the defensive areas as well.
Well, look at JJ Richards putting all the pressure on and coming through with the ball, gets the pass back, but he knew he was offside, I think, and he stayed where he was, JJ Richards. The crowd oohed and ahed.
Well, if he cut it back a bit further, it was Coughlin ranging up there on the left-hand side. And there's Tongue doing very well just to smother that long-range ball.
We know too, we started with an 18k nor'easterly this match here, but it has picked up. And I can probably see in the background the trees are really starting to be rustled, so the players are going to have to worry about that when the ball gets in the air as well, such as the ability to bend the ball in the way they can. It's hot. It is certainly hot conditions.
It doesn't feel like half an hour of football, Leslie, does it? It's been a very entertaining fixture so far, and the pace these guys are keeping it, if they can keep it up, we're in for a real treat.
Well, Wellington Olympic, of course, they've just had the one draw on. That was against Miramar Rangers, the 4-all draw. They will not want to drop anything. So I agree with you. I think Cashmere Tech have upped the ante from the games that we've called in terms of the pace that they've put on the game. And they've given a bit of a hurry up to this very well-performed Wellington Olympic side.
Yeah, the coaching team, Dan Swartz, Dan Terrace, Dean Hutchinson, have been working over the weeks, over the last week at least, and the good thing about these games, they've all televised, as we know, and they can check these games, check the opposition out, and really get a good picture of it. I'm sure there's been no shortage of study has gone on from both sides.
Again, switching the point of attack, finding the goal scorer, Jack Henry Sinclair. Very key player, gets the ball through and looking for a pass, just gets a little bit stuck, his boots in the park, but has he got a shot on him? And Storer turns his back and rebounds the ball.
Well, he's pulling out all the tricks, this Jack Henry Sinclair, a nutmeg. And that'll be give and go with himself to get around.
The other thing, getting the ball back into the deep defence of Wellington Olympic, it's making the players come back. So both sets of players are having to work hard in the heat here at English Park. Yuya Taguchi.
Great work there from Coughlin to dispossess the Wellington defender.
It was a bit kick and hope, wasn't it? We talked at length about the heat here at English Park and the little rubber beads, the black beads that are on this surface. A lovely little 1-2 between Sinclair and Halamariam. It'll be hot. The soles of the boots will be searing hot. And getting that pass back. What can he do with it? Oh, and again it brings out a save from Danny Knight. Thrusts his hand in the air and deflects.
Well, we've got a goal kick.
Right. Can't have got it.
Halamariam
Thrashed
it up against the crossbar by the looks. Tore Davenport Peterson with a gorgeous ball through. And unfortunately for Nathaniel Halamariam, he wasn't able to get it nestled in the back of the net.
I thought Knight had got a palm on it. And he was in the right place. But it's certainly coming at speed. Expect nothing else. 1-1, and we're into the 31st minute. Jack Henry Sinclair opened up the game in the 13th minute and the 18th. It was a bit of magic between Luke Tang and Yuya Taguchi for Kashmere Tech.
Unlucky there from young Declan Tyndall. Moved the ball, dribbled the ball well up into and just trying to get around the last defender to provide a shot across. Drew committed the foul.
Yes, Joshy!
Again, we've had 4 or 5 passes in very quick succession. So the windy conditions, the heat, who's going to deal with it better in the second half?
Well, both these lineups, you know, are used to summer football. They said we've been doing summer football for a while, haven't we? But you have to say that the heat should be biting her out about now in this half.
And you'd have to think that, you know, the Wellington Olympic team, that you know, nothing against Wellington, but they are more used to the wind than most other places in this country, aren't they?
Another good matchup out here with Tung and Jack Henry Sinclair.
Clever body work all day. Yeah, Taguchi again shows a little bit of the magic that he has got and how he can ignite a game. And finds Calvin Coughlin, and he's offside. He's offside. It's not a goal.
There can't have been much in that. There's a great ball in there from Taguchi after getting it turned over. Here we see him looking for those opportunities, and Coughlin just drifted off into an offside position, but tidy finish. But it won't count today.
Well, they've done a good job, Cashmere Tech, in the way that they've pressured the ball carrier. Doesn't matter where it's been on the pitch, they have pressured.
Get in, sit up!
There's way a bit too close attention there. Spotted by the referee. So Lyle Matheson was sent to the ground.
Getting the game underway again, quickly.
This contest down here in the right back position is a good one to watch. I think the intensity of both sides and has been outstanding so far.
I'll tell you what, that was a great poke tackle from Corey Mitchell. He's done a good job back there, changing his position.
He does seem, it does seem like he's wearing some boots that are too long for him. He always getting a toe in, always. Even when he's playing in that centre midfield position.
Henry Ballard now putting pressure on. Certainly seems to be a definite part of the game plan from Cashmere Tech, the way they have energised their game. And now Alex Ballard will go through and try and exert a bit of pressure, try and get the ball back.
Yeah, we're seeing some nice, tight, compact passing in here from Wellington Olympic. Patient play.
Happy just to keep the ball. Try and frustrate Cashmere Tech into not having it now, forced to go back.
And as soon as they go back, up step Cashmere Technical, looking to create those errors.
Great control. Mariam gets dispossessed by Yuya Taguchi. JJ Richards' pass wasn't where he wanted it to go. Isn't it? It's a game in itself, honestly, between Jack Henry Sinclair and Luke Tung. The 232s, one on each side.
Yeah, we've got some great little matchups, actually, haven't we, with the Mitchell and Davenport Pedersen at the defensive end of Cashmere Technical, and Garvin Coughlin's being closely watched by Harry Top.
Again, we just saw before the tall frame of Harry Choate coming through. Great 1-2 onside as well. What can come from this? Just touched out, a little deflection off Cashmere Tech on the far side of English Park.
And Wellington Olympic had to resort to just opening the field up a bit by bringing it back into the defensive lineup.
But they're happy to do it, aren't they? And they've got the ability and the control to be able to keep on doing it. Scott Greenfield pushes up. And a through ball again delivered by Mistrakis. And across. Some very sedate defending then. It's the best way I can describe it.
Might use composed, maybe. I think Fraser Angus is well under control.
It's just that Wellington Olympic didn't really react, did it?
Well, it was promising play up to the point of the cross, wasn't it? And obviously didn't amount to anything, but clever play there from Wellington Olympic, showing that composure to be able to create some space by getting the ball back, which then opened up that avenue again to go down the right-hand side. And there was a threatening cross if anybody had been there, but wasn't to be. And we return to Cashmere Technical looking to press, see if they can create a error from this Wellington Olympic side as they try to pass the ball out.
Oh, looks like they are having a bit of a break, isn't it? They are having a player welfare break right now.
We've got Luke Tung down here.
Right, well, that's probably why. Maybe it's a deliberate injury, is it? Or anyway, that gives the players, look at them, I thought it was a designated stoppage time for them to go over and have some hydration.
Well, although it's a good contest between Luke Tung and Jack Henry Sinclair, are now looking after each other, which shows some good camaraderie between the two sides. Good respect, and the referee's gotten involved in the conversation now too, so no doubt the debate continues.
We can see down there the effect that the wind's having just on their strip. Luke Tung on the left.
Yes, it should be. See, that wind has definitely picked up. Those trees are definitely getting moved around a bit more. We've got 6 more minutes of regulation time in this half of football, and it's been an exciting one.
It has. It's been excellent. I mean, you wouldn't have thought for Quids it would have been a dead rubber, but looks like Luke Tung's coming off.
Well, he's got attention, yes. So hopefully he can get back on. He does look, he's looking as comfortable as he can after. I didn't actually see the knock that he got, but Wellington Olympic putting the ball out to allow the attention to come on.
And a bit of ice going on the back of the neck. Be welcome.
There might be cold showers at half-time for both teams.
All the water bottles are back into the designated spots. And referee Kawana War will begin proceedings again. The extra time played, definitely, in this first 45.
Looks like even the ball kids are getting a bit of water in the other.
They'll need it. Well, they've been scrambling up and down, haven't they, too? There's been a fair bit of ball out on the sidelines. They've had to keep up with the play. They've done a good job, as they always do.
Yeah, quite a content crowd here. They've been no one really riled as yet. The Wellington Olympic supporters aren't out of their seats, not too confident yet. And the Cashmere faithful hoping that they can see their side collect 3 points today and finish the season strong.
I'll have a drink and then you try some ice.
Look at the challenge. No holes barred, was it?
Oh my God.
Fraser Angus coming through there.
Yeah.
Successful earlier in the game with that press. Usually a deep lying midfielder, Angus, but he's trying to pounce on those opportunities.
The pressure coming on from Wellington Olympic in the very deep defence area. Be a goal kick for Cashmere Tech. It looks like it's turned around definitely to the northwest, hasn't it? Like they're actually almost playing into it, are they, Cashmere Tech?
Yes, I think they might be coming more straight down the ground now as that wind forecast to turn from the northerly area around to the southerly. You can look down south and see a few spicy looking clouds which will make their way through hopefully after this game.
Hopefully after 6 o'clock. Why 6? Because that's what we're told by the Met Service. Nice little touch away. And JJ Richards keeps it alive, but Taguchi couldn't keep his balance. Mitrakis, he's
just
been good.
giving his ankle a tweak there. Hopefully he can run that off for his side. Oh, that's a clever play there by Lowell Matheson, but just ran out of pitch for that one to come off.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on Yuya Taguchi. Obviously got a little twinge in the ankle, but he's hanging in there, up there challenging. Not running freely, though.
I don't think he's been 100% in this South Central series. He didn't play earlier on a few games, but he's, as we've seen today, a very influential player when he's playing in the yellow shirt of Cashmere Technical.
It is Cashmere Tech's turn to hold the ball, but they are in their defensive quarter, trying to find their way through. Oh, and a late challenge again, another strong whistle. We just don't need the late touches on the players as they come through.
It looks like Wellington Olympic trying to do their press now and create some discomfort for Cashmere Technical, but couldn't do it legally.
Danny Knight taking the free kick and hoofing it right upfield, and it took a lot for Harry Choke to keep the ball out because he had JJ Richards nipping at his heels.
One more coming in, Sammy, left shoulder.
The way Cashmere Technical can just rotate around that leading player has been very, very good for them today. We've seen Richards, Tyndall, Coughlin, obviously, Taguchi, all playing in that top role.
Oh, here's the goal scorer for Wellington Olympic, Jack Henry Sinclair.
Oh, and he spotted Knight and progressed himself. He's around the top of the area, and the way Jack Henry Sinclair's day's going, he fancied himself to put one in from a long way out there, but not quite enough height to get over the long arms of Danny Knight.
Turn, Paul, turn.
You can see Dan Schwartz on the Cashmere Tech bench over there telling his players to get forward. He's waving them, get forward. Oh, he's great when he's going forward, isn't he? We talk about forward. Certainly obeyed the rules then. Now finding JJ Richards out on the right. He's been left, he's been right, he's been in the middle, and now he's looking to go round. Can he keep the ball and get the ball across? Still in play. Very good defending from Wellington Olympic. Staying in the tackle, clean as a whistle.
Yeah, Scott Greenfeld tracking his man as he JJ Richards tried to create something with the space he was delivered by a good ball out there from Coughlin, who's found himself in the middle of the park there for a while. We'll keep an eye out for the additional time board as the fourth official is getting ready.
There he is. About to tick over into the 45 minutes gone sector, and there it is, 3 extra minutes. So 3 extra in this first half. It's 1-1. They won't get their half-time break yet, and they will have deserved it. Both sets of players. Torrid at times. Some of the tackling has been tough.
Yes, as the pressures but being put on, their margins get smaller, don't they, Leslie? And close in there from Tyndall, just marginally away from getting a toe in to disrupt and create an attacking opportunity, but it's Jack Henry Sinclair now.
It is indeed, and he's looking for some support. He's got it on the left and the right. Finds Devonport Peterson, who offloads again further out to the right and stretching open, and again you get to hear the exasperation from the Wellington Olympic players themselves. That ball just delivered just too far ahead. Intent was right.
And it was the young 19-year-old Luke Halakas who was a couple of strides short of that ball.
It's interesting, no, certainly not taking this free kick quickly. Both sets of players happy to wait for Danny Knight to put it on the spot. I think, to be fair, that there was a little more wind than yesterday, and that if it's a nor'west, it's so energy sapping, let alone the temperature for the players.
Well, both dressing rooms will be full of advice, of course. The learning will be strong out from both sides. Cashmere Technical, I would guess, been pretty happy with the way that they've gone this half.
Alex Ballard really got a good connection on that, trying to clear the ball. Yuya Taguchi is going to put some more pressure on. And look at the purchase on that. Oh, Falcon at the back of the neck for Andrew Storer from his own player, but friendly fire. And they're off and racing again.
No, Lyle Matheson stepping in there and taking that one away, maybe creating a last opportunity here for Cashmere Technical.
Ball through, finding Matheson. Chance to go. Oh, brilliant save by Toby Hunt in goal for Wellington Olympic. Came out and parried the ball away, and he picks up that one as well.
What an opportunity there for Lyle Matheson. His young Toby Hunt came out, spread himself well.
Well, the referee has a little look at his watch to see whether they are finished for the first half.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think the Cashmere Technical will have the luxury of a bit of a wind behind them in the second half, which I'm sure they'll be happy with.
Not over yet, as the goal scorer himself, Sinclair, gets the ball out on the left flank again, has Tongue in attendance, and the shot at goal. Oh, you've got to watch that ball, and that is half-time. What a fantastic 48 minutes of South Central football between these two sides. They've certainly come to play, have Cashmere Tech, so too have Wellington Olympic. And Craig Crawford, we go to the half-time break. It is 1-1 between Cashmere Tech and Wellington Olympic. players coming out after the first break, and 49 minutes in that first half, but it was played at a pace, the South Central Football Series match between these two sides, 1-1, and it had plenty on it the first half. Craig Crawford.
Yes, it certainly did. I think we saw Tech hitting the straps, really. They've had a great season and they want to finish it strong, and of course with Wellington Olympic having Miramar Rangers next week, there'll be a few people out there putting their hands up for starting spots, I'm sure, in the white shirts, so all to play for.
Exactly. Well, let's not forget that their two top goal scorers for Wellington Olympic did not start, and they are on the bench, Caelan Gould and Ben Mata. So when and if they will come on, or for the coach himself, Martin Pereira Garcia, is he going to cool their jets until next week, or how is he going to manage this game? Because he won't want to drop it, that's for sure. But there's no doubt about it, Cashmere Tech have upped their game.
Yes, well, the Wellington Olympic coach did mention about the injury concerns he has, and he won't want to be taking those into next week. The Cashmere Technical bench is... we've got a couple of young fellas on there, a debutant waiting to get on, and of course the ever-present Danny Boys, 43. Happy birthday, Danny.
Counting the players, and we are nearly ready for a start. That strong wind coming in gusts. Well, we think it's strong here in Christchurch anyway. Maybe it's a zephyr for the Wellington side underway in the second half. Intel from Wellington Olympic and their coach Martin, the boys really struggling with the heat, especially underfoot, which we talked about. And we got the interview with Kaylee Ward yesterday from Capital Football. She said exactly the same. She's from Florida. She's used to the heat. She's never played in anything as hot, but it was the searing heat coming out from under the feet on the surface here at English Park that was really tapping them a lot.
Well, it's been down, this pitch, artificial pitch, has been down for just over 10 years now, which I think is getting to the edge of its lifespan. And you can see there's a lot of dark patches, a lot of black beads at the top of the surface, which I imagine does put it a bit closer to the foot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, you know, the air temperature, we started the game at 24. It's probably gone up a couple. We know down pitch side it will be hotter than that. So those little rubber beads will be heating up as well. And the pace of the game that the players have played themselves, they will have added plenty.
Well, the intent is very strong from both teams.
That tussle there tells it all. It tells the whole story, doesn't it? Between Fraser Angus and Tor Davenport Peterson.
In a pretty nonchalant part of the field as well, right in the middle of the park, and they're still going at it. And looking forward to another 45 minutes of the intensity.
No quarter given. Good ball. I've switched the point of play very well, Wellington Olympic. Not just to the left, but to the right as well.
And bringing Jack Henry Sinclair into the game as early as they can. What was probably a directive there from Coach Martin, and he definitely had a few good opportunities. Picked up the goal for the visiting side, and he will look to bother the technical defence again this half.
Hold it, James. Hold it, James. Hold it, fucker.
Well, it's great getting the spontaneous player reaction to missed passes. We just heard that. We apologise for anything that you might not want to hear.
Just another good sign of the intensity out there, isn't it, Leslie?
Oh, it's the heat of the battle, isn't it? Says it all. Yuya Taguchi finds his magic. He's technically so good, under a lot of pressure as well, and gets it off to Garvin Coughlin, who still has it in the midfield, gets the ball.
And well played by the referee there too, to let this carry on.
Matheson has it out on the left flank for Cashmere Tech. Across the face it goes. And well executed, and more importantly, to one of their players looking to make it more dangerous than it was Garvin Coughlin, but they've done really well here, Wellington Olympic. But it just shows you that once those magic feet of Yuya Taguchi get going, and that time it was a split second, wasn't it, as to whether Declan Tyndall was going to get on the end of it or not.
And now we have Davenport Peterson with an opportunity.
Here he goes. Can he get it into the spot where he wants it? Chops it back, keeps control, looks to pass. Now the shot at goal. and straight into the breadbasket of the captain of the day for Cashmere Tech, Danny Knight.
End action here at English Park, and I'm sure every football fan here sitting in the Steve Sumner stand will be enjoying it. And the referee's got a long memory. Captain for Alex Aleksevic grabbing the shirt earlier on as Yuya Taguchi provided some great skills as he rolled through the centre midfield there.
Now we're off again. Gee, we thought that maybe it might relent a little bit, the pace in the second half, but it's actually, I think it's even quicker, certainly, than how we finished that first half.
Maybe those cold showers were used, Leslie. They've come out ready to go at it again, these two sides.
It's going to be fitness in the end, isn't it? Superior fitness that's going to tell the difference between the two. Now the ball over to Coughlin, who has it, gets it further off his foot than he probably wanted, but he's under close scrutiny. He gets the ball across. Can he get the pass? And what a goal from the man that we've been waiting all season for him to finish in the way, and he got space out on the left of Garvin Coughlin, and a bit of individual brilliance has broken the deadlock.
Well, the ball got out to him, had plenty of work to do with a bit of a touch that didn't put him into a favourable position, but once he got around Justin Gully, he looked as cool and as calm and collected as can be, and the perennial goal scorer Garvin Coughlin adds to his impressive tally of goals this season.
Well, just a little bit of space, and we talked about the injection of extra intensity in the second half, and boy, it's been finished off. You think of where Cashmere Tech have come from. They talk often about the local competition, whether it be the mainland Premier League or the Southern League, that it takes them a while to get up to the pace, because we know the competition up in Wellington is superior. So for them to react and come up to where they need to be to play in here, well, we've certainly seen in this game here, what are we, game 5? And they've put on a different performance, a better performance.
Yes, indeed. That Central League is well contested. There's a few more teams in it, and both these sides obviously winning their respective regional leagues. Wellington Olympic taking the Central League, and Cashmere Technical taking out the Southern League. So it's a great battle, and you're right in the respect that Wellington Olympic, we've got a lot more obstacles up there to overcome, but it's great to see that the boys from the mainland can measure it at the top level here.
Absolutely, give them the opportunity, and you can only get better if you're playing against the best, and that's why, you know, for New Zealand football to put it in place even is fantastic.
Well, it's the same in the women's game. You know, we're seeing yesterday here at English Park, we saw a great battle, didn't we, between Capital Football and Canterbury United, and now we're seeing it overseas as well with the professional women's game and the men's game. It's give us an opportunity to play.
It was a great week for women's football, that's for sure. Football Ferns, Wellington Phoenix in the South Central Series. Now a shot at goal, and again Danny Knight having to dive desperately to his right.
Well, it's the same two players sitting over the ball there. We had Nathaniel Hamariam, who took the last shot, along with Jack Henry Sinclair, and it was the latter player there that whipped one into the near post there, and Danny Knight was up to the challenge. He got across, and we've got a corner to defend now.
Wonderful attacking opportunity for Wellington Olympic now, and trying something a little bit differently. And Matheson gets a good head on the exit ball. And Danny Knight comes out and grabs the ball. So 2-1 Cashmere Tech, 51st minute. And we can tell you that there's a few spots of rain starting to come down. Heat rain, I would suggest. Certainly not the southerly here yet. It rained a little bit in Christchurch this morning, and that was certainly nor'west rain. Oh, starting to happen now for Cashmere Tech. Some lovely 1-2 work between Tyndall and Coughlin now opting to try something, and sees the very big frame of Alex Pelizovic get in behind it. Now up in the air, the ball goes across, and in the end, harmlessly. Took a little deflection, did it?
I originally saw a goal kick being given there, but there's no way Luke Tung could could do that sort of thing, surely. And it does seem like a corner has been overruled and given.
Certainly has. And Lyle Matheson placing the ball. Here he goes. Getting that left boot in action. Here he is. Across the face, didn't have as much on it as it probably would have liked, but he gets it back and then still drops to JJ Richards, who puts pressure on. Some clever work. Taguchi comes back and helps in defence this time. And Corey Mitchell, we're used to seeing him in the midfield and pushing up. He's taken on a different role today for Cashmere Tech areas. Big Tom Schwartz not available through that hamstring injury he got last week.
Oh,
I could hear the crowd again.
Great opportunity there. Lyle Matheson
Did well.
Nearly delivered a ball from the defensive player there.
Tyndall did really well to regain possession to give Coughlin an opportunity. Here he is, keeping the ball in play. Declan Tyndall out on that left, high on that left. Coughlin has it again. Can he get a little bit more from it? Coming in, vying for possession. And Harry Choate gets the ball. Waiting for the whistle. Play to the whistle is the command. It hasn't gone. The ball has to go over the line. Reacting the better of the two toward Davenport Peterson. It's a bit of feeling, Craig.
Oh, picked that ball up before the whistle, I would have thought, but as Wellington Olympic tried to get themselves out of trouble.
Oh, turnover in possession. And chance now, that'll go well wide. The curve as well as the wind.
Yeah, just rushing things a wee bit there.
Well, is there a call? Or just indicating it's a free kick?
Go higher, go higher, go higher.
It looks like we restarted from a goal kick there, and end-to-end action here today.
Turn. Don't take it up.
A couple of players for me that have really stepped up. What I've seen of them earlier on is this young Declan Tyndall and Lyle Matheson. I think they've really, with Tom Schwartz having a break today with the injury, it required a few more technical boys to step up, and there's two young fellas there that I think have done pretty well so far.
Absolutely, totally agree. Really brought some heat to the game, as if we needed any more. But the actual game, you can hear the instructions being rung out. Gully has been good. The back piece pushing up forward now, and Halakias. Just didn't quite have the control. He did everything else, working well in twos. Wellington Olympic getting their triangles working beautifully together. Look at that. Super stuff, really, but only the young Alex Ballard coming through, the 17-year-old, and denying Wellington Olympic a chance to advance it further.
Yes, nice tight play in those areas from Wellington Olympic all day, but no, there's a bit of pressure on.
Here's a chance. Alan Merriam, can he get the ball away? And goes wide. He had Mitchell trying to cut down the angle, running hard at him. Danny Knight was ever present, but...
Well, we've seen a few effects of this bit of fatigue in there. Cashmere Technical just looking a wee bit tired in that phase of play. But good pressure also from Wellington Olympic.
Well, they're playing catch-up, aren't they? Wellington Olympic now, and JJ Richards steaming up after the ball up on that right-hand side. He keeps the ball in play, crosses it. Can it find another yellow shirt? No. Gee, end-to-end football.
Well, a great run in there from JJ Richards, found with a great ball through, beating the offside trap. We haven't seen any action from the benches. We might have Danny Boys is doing a bit of a warming up there, but for him. I think that's probably necessary. Doesn't like to sit still for too long, that man.
Well, they must be delighted with what Cashmere Tech have come out and put on. This team that has not been beaten in the South Central Series. Sure, they've incurred a draw, high-scoring 4-all draw. But they, in 3 of their games, have scored 4 goals, have Wellington Olympic. The other match of the 2-1 win. Good clearance, high, and a good header from Storer.
Well, we just spoke about the benches not showing too much interest in change, but I think I see a Kaylin Guild is good. Might be looking at doing a few stretches. Might be suggesting to his coach that I'm ready to go on. I'm ready to go on, sir. I want to make a difference.
Well, they took down Yuya Taguchi in a little clip, and this is the result. A free kick to Cashmere Tech on the right-hand side of the box. Toby Hunt in goal for Wellington Olympic, giving the instructions. The other players, hands on hips, wait to see, A, who's going to take it and where it's going to go. But Coughlin moves away. Luke Tung's up there, so too is Lyle Matheson. So will it be Matheson, will it be Tung? They showed a bit of subtlety with this in the first half as to...
Well, it was a great ball in earlier from a similar position in the first half from Lyle Matheson's left foot. Tung looks to be a bit more energetic to take this one at the moment, but we'll see.
He's got the lineup going, has Luke Tung. Yep, here he comes. Tries to chip it over the top. Oh, and batted away by Toby Hunt. You could hear the slap of how the power on that shot.
Yes, the padding in those gloves is well tested. He did collect that one, did Luke Tung.
So hard, isn't it, for a goalkeeper, because they're so hidden. I mean, what's in front of him, having to see the ball late, he did really well.
19 years old, young Toby Hunt. He's not a small guy.
Here comes the cross, flat from Taguchi. Richards has a little speculative half volley at the goal. It doesn't work out. And very quickly taking the free kick. No mucking around from Wellington Olympic. 62nd minute we're into. Halakias with the ball right. I was going to say right on the halfway. They've opted to go back and try and set up, get their structure working and get some movement up front to put the ball into space. Clever work, 1-2. In the end, the pressure from Cashmere Tech too good.
Well, we haven't seen the same standard from Wellington Olympic as they produced in the first half.
Oh, a great little nudge through for Yuya Taguchi. What can he make of it? A point-blank save. Wow. He could have had time to maybe elude him, but spontaneous shot at goal. And Toby Hunt did so well, didn't he?
He certainly did. It was an inventive ball through from Garvin Coughlin that found Yuya Taguchi beating the offside. And he didn't really ask too many questions of the keeper. Went for the early shot, and the reactive arms of Toby Hunt were too good on the day.
So much to think about. You're trying to cut the angle down and make the goal look small, and then you collect it in the body. Point blank range. Oh, Nathaniel Halamir-Ariam, he's had a great game too, wearing 11 for Wellington Olympic. He's been in the thick of things. But Cashmere Tech, in the opening stages of the second half, have really taken a little bit of control of this match.
Well, Nathan Halamir, you're right, he is an influential player, that's for sure. But young Alex Ballard has been a constant companion for him as he's moved around the park.
Now an opportunity here. Trakas and Halamir, we're just talking about him, and it's a desperation boot from Luke Tung.
Well, a great opportunity there. Searching through ball just a little bit too high and eluded Hilarium.
Who's on the 14th here? I'll tell you.
The level of organisation chat out there, we're getting picked up by the sideline mics. It's huge, isn't it?
Certainly is. You can hear the instructions, what they're happy with, what they're not, how they're setting up the play, who's doing what.
Everybody contributing. So we look towards the benches, because I know around this time the heat's got to be telling on a few players, but it doesn't. Everybody really putting their hand up, getting involved.
Oh, usually in something like this, it's about the 70th minute, isn't it? It's those extra 20-odd minutes in a game. But inspired stuff so far. Coughlin has it right on halfway for Cashmere Tech. Spots Declan Tyndall, but it will go to JJ Richards, who has, again, another little fly kick at goal. Trying to keep it in. They do Cashmere Tech. Excellent work. And being pulled down. And penalty. Lyle Matheson pulled down, and the Wellington Olympic players protest. But referee Campbell Kawana War says, no, I'm not having any of it. Have a look at it.
Well, it was a bit of a hopeful ball in from JJ Richards, but the sharp Lyle Matheson ridden all the way in by Justin Gully. If he had a shoot or a shoulder, the referee saw it, and I'd have to be on his side there.
And they're getting a card for their troubles as well, Wellington Olympic, for some chat, I suspect.
Justin Gully should know better than that.
I think there's some talk about some holding down the other end just a little bit earlier on, but it was not in this area of... And another, they still continue to talk, do Wellington Olympic. And another card, not happy with the decision and reacting.
This is a bit of a foreign area for them, of course. They have had a great season of Wellington Olympic and haven't found themselves on the end of a defeat. You know, they had only one defeat all year, and so a bit of an unfamiliar territory here.
Here's Garvin Coughlin with the penalty, as the Cashmere Tech players and the Wellington Olympic players look, and Toby Hunt has a look at Garvin Coughlin as he comes in now, does Coughlin, and boots it into the net. 3-1, Cashmere Tech up at the moment in the 66th minute, and a Garvin Coughlin penalty well taken.
Well, it's all smiles and high fives from the boys in yellow here, as after the referee spotted the penalty, and took a bit of a lip from the visiting players, but it was Coughlin with a nice easy step up, readjusted, sent the keeper the wrong way, and the advantage is extended by Cashmere Technical.
3-1. Nathaniel Halamariam is urging his players on more, talking to them. There'll be some frustrations. It'll be a big job for the referee now, as maybe some of those frustrations might spill over. They certainly did after that penalty was awarded. Now, I guess one thing that Cashmere Tech cannot afford to do is go back into their shells now after that they have dictated, and this is one of the players of the match, isn't it?
Why would they? You know, this is I think they've found their natural state of play here, and they're doing some great work.
Well, we've got a substitution coming on.
Yes, we've got Danny Boys coming on, and he'll be replacing Declan Tyndall. Declan's done a great job out there today for his side, but it's a very experienced left-back player here, and Danny Boys coming on.
Look, there's the party faithful applauding the fact that Danny Boys has come on to the pitch. We're not going to mention his age. It's magnificent that he's playing club football. One across, and it's still alive. Coughlin again nudges the ball over to the other side in front of the net. JJ Richards there to receive, and well blocked out by Wellington Olympic.
A couple of hopeful balls in there, but nothing really sitting just quietly for the attackers there.
Well, they're hanging on there, aren't they? Taguchi has it. They want some more. They're ahead 3-1. over the team that hasn't lost in the South Central Series. And I guess Miramar will be interested spectators as well on this match, although they've got the match following this to see. Given, let's not forget that two of the top goal scorers in Caelan Gould and Ben Marta have not started in this match, and will they even play a part? Because it's all about next week's final for them.
Big thinking point for Martin Pereira Garcia, the head coach. All these little bits and pieces that go into constructing a side. Looks like there is some warming up going on.
Caelan Gould stretching up over the other end of the pitch. And he'd be a miracle worker for Wellington Olympic, although, you know, 69th minute, we've still got 20-odd minutes. So much can happen in a game of football, as we know. But the hard work has been done. Cashmere Tech, Wellington Olympic playing catch-up footy.
Well, the intensity's been able to be kept up here by Cashmere Technical. They've turned it over in midfield areas again. Familiar sight today.
Young Alex Ballard finding the ball and getting it through to Coughlin, who still keeps his balance, and a little lovely twist too with the music, and looking for more.
The referee right there must have seen the ball flick up into his hand. It was all I can imagine.
Well, he's accepting it, Garvin Coughlin, isn't he?
He gave himself a great little opportunity with some talented running through. And
Harry choked, straight ball through the midfield.
Great injection of pace there from Garvin Coughlin. He calmly looks like he's just going to stroll around. He can turn up the kilometres per hour.
Well, they were going to protest Cashmere Tech just then through Luke Tung, but he decided not to. We've already seen what happens if that occurs. Turned around and rejoined the defensive unit, Luke Tung. But boy, there's been some big one-on-one tussles and big tackles. And right in the middle of it has been Tor Davenport-Peterson. Luke Tung, when Jack Henry Sinclair was in his pomp in that first half.
Yep, Wellington Olympic not able to get him involved so far in the second half, but it remains a weapon out there for them.
Offloads, clever work, and it's Sinclair again as it gets fouled, and that's
just outside the area by the looks of it. Might have been the first touch there from JJ Richards, or first contact. Judged to be outside of the area.
Looking to take it quickly, they do so. Really quickly, the skipper has it, offloads. Taking it back and trying to pierce, find that little chink. Clever work, keeping control. Oh, Danny Boyce and Davenport-Peterson. He will need some panel beating, I suspect, Davenport-Peterson at the end of this match. He's had some big crunch tackles on him.
Yes, he's definitely put himself about there. He gets his body position very strong.
Good, great line.
Free kick, Wellington Olympic, off they go again, doesn't go where it wants, taken too quickly. JJ Richards spots Matheson, hovering out on the left, finds Matheson, who controls it, waits for the troops to arrive, and then opts to give the ball back to JJ Richards, but the wind may have played a part, but miles ahead.
Well, I think Richards had just given up in there. I think he might have thought the defender was going to get the bit of that, but looks skyward after he sees it going over top of the defender.
Well, is it Caelan Gould to the rescue very shortly for Wellington Olympic, standing on the sideline waiting for his opportunity to make a mark in this game.
We've seen that ball find its way to Jack Henry Sinclair at the moment, haven't we? We're trying to bring in the game.
Here's the sub, Caelan Gould, coming on for the man we just spoke about, actually, Tor Davenport-Peterson.
No, it's number 16, Joshua Upper Preston.
Oh, he's had a good shift, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was pretty
solid.
Pretty solid. This young 17-year-old came into the lineup late after a bit of an injury concern, I understand, and but this is going to be very challenging for the having some fresh legs in of the quality of Caelan Gould. Is going to give Cashmere Technical cause of concern. But here comes Danny Boys, surging forward, creating an intercept.
He's a fearsome side, isn't he, running with the ball. Coughlin delivers it back, but not in the place where it needed to go. He'll just enjoy being part of the getting out there on the pitch and giving his assistants full of running. Oh, look at the careful, subtle skills. That's so good. Finds Matheson. Goal number 4. Matheson with 2. And some hesitancy in that Wellington Olympic defence. And goal number 4 for Cashmere Tech.
And it came from Coughlin. Calming the ball down the edge of the 18 area, darts in, squeezes it through, came off a defender. And Lyle Matheson present there on the 6-yard line just to get a toe under it and direct it goalward. And my word, he'll be a sigh of relief going across the brow of coach Dan Swartz at the moment. Just as Wellington Olympic injects some new legs on, they grab another advantage.
It was interesting watching Caelan Gould, the new player for Wellington Olympic on, and he dropped his head somewhat, but you look at where Cashmere Tech have come from in the South Central series. Gosh, he's quick, Garvin Coughlin. Free kick to Cashmere Tech. Bit of ill-discipline creeping in now. But they've only scored 3 goals in the matches before. In the total of 3 in the season, Cashmere Tech, and look, they're 4-1 ahead in this match now. And one may look at what was on this match and say, yes, Wellington Olympic, well, they've already made the final, but they would not want to drop the match. And talking with their coach, Martine, before the game, they were up for it, but with the eyes on the prize next Sunday at Jerry Collins Stadium in Wellington.
Well, psychologically, it's got to be a bit of something to overcome, isn't it, for the team? There'll be the odd player out there that would certainly, this competitive gentleman out there would hate to lose, but...
Oh, that's nasty. That was late.
Fraser Angus there, really just getting himself in the way. It probably needed to happen, to be honest, because it was cut out there from the Danny Knight clearance.
Gee, confrontational tackle, wasn't it? 76 minutes gone in the match. 4-1 to Cashmere Tech. Don't count out Wellington Olympic yet. He's only not scored in 1 match, Caelan Gould. And that was the 2-1 victory over Western Suburbs. Got a hat-trick already, and he's hovering around the free kick.
There's a familiar look with Hilarium, Sinclair, and now Gould. Danny Knight will be having a guess who's going to have a go at this one.
Well, is it Jack Henry Sinclair? Here he is, and that one going astray. It was interesting, we saw and his impact in the game early on. Jack Henry Sinclair was immense in the first half. He's only just come back into it in the last 15 minutes of this half, maybe 10 minutes.
Wellington weren't able to get the ball over to him. We've got a change here for Cashmere Technical. It's young Alex Ballard making his way to the sideline. So there's been a new energy into the central midfield.
Well, he's had a fine match, Alex Ballard, and he's had a fine South Central series as well for the young 17. This is a debut, of course, for Yusuf Van Dam for Cashmere Tech, wearing 23. So wonderful opportunity for him to get some minutes experience. He would have watched Alex Ballard and see how he has progressed from game 1 to this round 5, which is what it's all about, getting the young players on there.
Yes, Dan Terrace opting for that opportunity to develop players further in this last game of the season for them. And yeah, Van Dam did impress me in a couple of English Cup games we saw here at English Park in the midweek knockout competition that's held down here at Mainland Football, and he did impress, and I'd expect he'll look to take this opportunity with both hands.
Great ball through. They've been able to deliver really good ball in the midfield. Wellington Olympic just have been starved of opportunities, especially in the second half, because Cashmere Tech came out to play after half-time.
Well, we haven't seen it. If anything, I think, you know, Wellington Olympics just not coming together for them in the areas that it did in the first half.
Oh, look at Gould now. He's got some pace. Here he is, the number 24, Wellington Olympic. And Corey Mitchell is in there putting the contest on. And the body save again. Some great work by Corey Mitchell. Gee, some good defending. Cashmere Technical take a bow.
Wow. Corey Mitchell had it juggled over his head, and he kept at it and managed to get those long toes in again, as he has been doing all match.
Skipper taking the free kick. Goalkeeper Danny Knight boots it upfield and finds Matheson, who's been so good and accurate and causing all kinds of mayhem with the little subtle scissors over the ball. And Van Dam gets his first touch. So 2 subs on. Danny Boys, Yusuf Van Dam. Here he is. Can he get onto it? The young legs across the face. Good save. And a good... Oh, game goal number 5. Yuya Taguchi, set up by the youngster who'd just come on. And falling for Cashmere Tech now. 5-1. 80th minute.
So some great work in here where Coughlin, or at least the new player Donkers, who squared it across the keeper, did well to get a hand to it, but only went as far as Yuya Taguchi, who was standing there at the top of the penalty spot, cleverly keeping over the ball and steering it into the corner. A tidy finish. So often those can be set well over with the bar, can't they? And but my goodness, 10 minutes to go. This is a scoreline I don't think many people would have had a wager on.
Well, I don't think many people have picked it. Would have even Cashmere Tech have thought they could do this. They, right from that first whistle, right in the opening stages, we saw that Wellington Olympic had the early possession, but they just bide their time, did Cashmere Tech, but they were always trying to inject pace into the game. They were always trying to invent something. And they have been able to do through Garvin Coughlin, through Lyle Matheson. Some excellent defensive work, Luke Tung. And Corey Mitchell in the unfamiliar role back, and Danny Knight with a couple of point-blank saves as well in the deep defence. Heroes all across the pitch. Yuya Taguchi, relentless running.
It has been a team performance out here from Cashmere Technical. It'll make the technical faithful proud to see them out there working together.
We've seen the best of Garvin Coughlin today too. I mean, his control, and he looks so calm and composed over the ball, and you don't appreciate sometimes the extra special touches that he's got. So it looks as though he's actually coming off, and it looks like young Kian Donker's coming on, and he does get applause from...
Yes, a great shift in. We talked about early on that it maybe he would have loved to have put a few more performances like that together in the South Central Series, but he does go into each game as a marked man, you know, with the experience he's got. But he turned it on today and really put in a great shift for his team.
Absolutely, goals in the 51st and the 66th really gave the confidence to Cashmere Tech to keep going across. And again, another very sure tackle coming from Corey Mitchell. So good.
Well, it was a great ball through for Tor Davenport Peterson to do better out of it, but that opportunity was so snuffed out there by Mitchell. Very tidy defending.
Halamariam opts to go back. His structure and deep defence, given that Tom Schwartz isn't there for Cashmere Tech. And Luke Tung shadowing the ball. Storer, who's got it? It's alive, and no whistle. Lots of calls for referee Kanwana War to award a penalty or a free kick, one or the other.
That ball seemed to spend a lot of time in the loose there without any control on it whatsoever from anybody. And fortunately for Danny Knight, he was able to recoup. Back
with Olympic. And they get one back, give themselves some confidence heading into next Sunday. Across the face, over the back.
Well, they might watch back on this and go, how did we get to this position? You know, the first half, they definitely did enough to show that they're, you know, Central League champions and worthy of their top spot on the table. But the Cashmere Technical group have really come together and put a great shift in for each other and taken the game, well, it seems out of touch. You'd be surprised to see this one turned around.
Well, you go back to when Wellington Olympic had the lead through Jack Henry Sinclair in the 13th, then that combination between Luke Tongue and Taguchi getting the goal in the 18th. But it was that second half goal by Garvin Coughlin in the 51st minute, and then they started to press forward, and that's been the difference, hasn't it? They got the lead, they went forward, they haven't just been content with that, they've kept pressing forward, and when there has been indecision in the Olympic defence, they've pounced and they've put the ball away accurately.
There's been no change in focus, no matter what the scoreline is. It's like they've reset every time there's been an opportunity for a goal scored. And here they come again, Wellington Olympic.
Yeah, well, Jack Henry Sinclair's found his mojo again. He's really come back into the game, the latter part of the second half. Gould has a shot, and Danny Knight.
Well held there by the seasoned player there. He loves to wear the number 22. I think he might be allergic to number 1.
Oh, this time it's the youngster. He's going to be called up now for a push. He's not happy.
He'll be questioning it the whole time. He got introduced to the game by a big bit of contact.
So 2 more subs coming on. And it looks like D. Gatget's coming on for Wellington Olympic. They're emptying the reserves bench.
Looks like number 19, Samuel Matrakis, making their way to the sideline along with Harry Choate.
So Jack Ritchie and D. Gatget on for Wellington Olympic in the 86th minute. So we're not going to see Ben Martyr at all. He's the second to top goal scorer for Wellington Olympic, carrying a little bit of an injury, groin injury, so they want to make sure that he is in top shape for next Sunday's final.
Yep, keep that one in the pocket. They're going to need him next week. They've all got a game next week that will mean a lot to them.
It's a juicy prospect, isn't it, though? Miramar Rangers up against Wellington Olympic. Here's a chance for Donkers. Can he get the shot away? Oh, it's hit the upright, the post. The youngster and gets taken out, and he will get the whistle against him. Well, it is him that gets it, is it? Yes, I think it is. Trying to retrieve the ball. He's going to get...
Well, it was a great ball through from Taguchi, sending off Donkers. It looked like he might have lost it, but he got his free and unfortunately found the upright. There's a bit of a tangle up, and the cards have come out.
Once again. How many is that? Is that about the 10th card, by my recollection?
Well,
it's had to be well controlled.
Close.
Yeah,
close.
It's had to be, and it has been.
But what an opportunity there for the young Kieran Donkers coming on, and found the way past Hunt, but not past the upright.
Well, hats off to both sets of players, because it's been hellishly hot out there, and they have done well. They are keeping it running to the end of this match, and that's been pushed out.
Ever-present Mitchell tidying up again.
Yeah, lots of heroes for Cashmere Tech. This will mean a lot for them. Get up that points ladder. It doesn't get them into the final, but it's a finish with a flourish, which is what they were looking for. You look at their other results, they've been so close. Beat Selwyn 1-0, lost to Western Suburbs 1-0. 2-1 loss to Miramar. Close.
No good! Good face! Good face, watch it!
There is Caelan Gould. Tries to curve it over out onto the left wing for Sinclair to pick up. He can't do so. JJ Richards does well. He's injected pace, hasn't he? When something happens when he has the ball. Look at this contest. We're in the 88th minute, and they're playing like they are playing for their lives.
Yes, unlucky there from JJ Richards.
Oh, he's got some go here. Halakias. Good save, and again sealing the ball off, and it was so clean from Corey Mitchell.
Corey Mitchell with that tackle might have just given himself a nudge for player of the day. It's going to be quite a decision there to be made by the coaching team of Cashmere Technical, but Mitchell has cleaned up so much.
Well, Coughlin
will definitely be in the reckoning there too. It's going to be a hell of a decision to make.
It is. Taguchi with 2, Coughlin with 2. Do you look at the goal scorers in the context of the match, or someone who's had to move a position like Corey Mitchell and perform like he's been there all season?
And Taguchi and Coughlin have been providers as well, of course.
Yes, exactly. Now, the young man Van Dam gets it out to Matheson. He's been great as well, really worrying the defence.
Look at that positioning there from Taguchi.
Oh, he tried just a little soft pass, and it was well read by the skipper. Gee, they've got back in numbers, haven't they, too, Cashmere Tech? That's been another part that their structure, their defensive cover defending.
Absolutely, they've been absolutely great discipline in the fact that as soon as they've lost the ball, that transition into defence has been probably one of the features of today's game for them.
Gould has it, gets the pass away. Davenport Peterson still with Olympic. Can they get some late ammunition? Danny Boys brings the ball up the left flank. Just take his time. 1-2s with Corey Mitchell. Into the 90th minute. How many more will there be to add on? We'll find out in just a moment. Extra time. We've got Craig Duff over there showing us with his illuminated sign that we have got 2 extra minutes to be added on. We're in the 90th now, so 2 extra minutes. 5-1 to Cashmere Tech over Wellington Olympic. What an upset.
Something seen there from the bench. They thought they might have been out or some sort of obstruction, but away come Wellington Olympic, looking to get some sort of consolation, really, is all they can possibly hope for here.
Well, it leaves it, does Gold for, again, that was very expertly done by the youngster Donkers, who used the space well to deny the shot at goal, and then gets the pass away to Matheson. Not giving up, we are playing end-to-end football into the 91st minute.
Donker's shown a great bit of clean heels there as he surged up the pitch. Able to connect up with Matheson, who got himself into a great position.
A little bit of magic as well. They are really giving a spectacle, Cashmere Tech, to the faithful here. Steve Sumner's stand in English Park. And he'll be thinking, what on earth does he have to do to get a free kick? Count Donkers, he's been called 3 times. He probably thinks he's had 3 hard luck. This is Caelan Gould. Looks to try and do it all on his own. He's got Andrew Storer with a slide tackle. Gets it back, not giving up, Gould. Looking to get on the score sheet. Halamaria gets it out, shot at goal.
Or Jack Henry Sinclair just not able to tuck it inside that near post of Danny Knight, who seemed to have it covered. But there's an element of frustration in the Wellington Olympic play as we hear the final whistle going here at English Park.
We certainly do, and they are applauding the crowd in the Steve Sumner stand. They've seen the best of Cashmere Tech in the South Central Series here, winning 5-1, 1-all at half-time, but the goals coming in the second half. It was 2 to Garvin Coughlin, 2 to Taguchi, and Lyle Matheson with his as well. But a great all-round team effort for Cashmere Technical. Of course, one more game for Wellington Olympic next week. We wish them all the very best for the big final in South Central Series. And on behalf of We Are Canterbury T2 Broadcasting, we've so enjoyed bringing the coverage of the South Central Series, and we now look forward to next week's final, as we mentioned, between Wellington Olympic and Miramar Rangers. Thank you.